Mic check 1 2. It's the Y2K collector here, just tapping in, giving you guys an update with some of the latest pickups. These were the last two games that came in that I bought during GameStop's Buy More Save More promo. So these came in at roughly around 30 to 35% off uh, of GameStop's asking price, and then I think Alice. I don't know if they have it priced right at price charting. I think it's like a little bit under, but either way, Alice Madness Returns is a really cool game, and this one is actually really clean. This is a very clean copy of Alice Madness Returns, complete as well. Has all the inserts and stuff. So this was a very nice pickup, very clean. Came in, and then same thing with Gravity Rush. It is also complete. So really cool finds there. Now, the promotion has ended, but for some reason I keep running into kind of just like really uncommon stuff. But before we get into the uncommon stuff, I'll just kind of go over some of the stuff that I'm getting under the new promotion, because GameStop launched a new promotion. Right now they have the 4 under 5 for 10 and the 4 under 10 for 20. So I've actually been taking advantage of that, and I've been using that to get some PS2 stuff. So I'll show you that here. Got a couple really clean PlayStation 2 games, including Transformers, complete in box, a very clean copy of Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Now, I particularly I don't usually find San Andreas complete. It's very rare that I'm able to find one in like kind of clean, good condition complete, but they did have one that was complete, so I went ahead and snagged that. And then they actually had Vice City as well. So Vice City was also pretty clean. I know a lot of people are excited about the Grand Theft Auto 6 coming out. I know they're really excited about that game hitting the stores. And, you know, anytime a new entry into a franchise presents itself, there's always like a little bit of spike in all of the games that preceded that game or came out before that game. So I have seen a little bit of a bump in things like, you know, Grand Theft Auto, Liberty City Stories, some of the Vice City games. It's not to say that they're all going to go through the roof, but I have seen a little bit of a bump in some of those games. And I think, honestly, there's so many copies of Grand Theft Auto that are out there. I think for me, the thing that separates the ones that I find or makes me want to pick up certain ones is just, you know, the cleanliness, because a lot of times they've been played, right? A lot of those games have been played to death, you know, and so they're usually pretty beat up. So finding a clean copy that's complete is tough. So we do have a couple of clean, complete copies of that as well. And then also a really, really clean copy of Budokai Tenkaichi 2. This was not a part of the 4 under 10 for 20, but again, because of how clean this copy was, I went ahead and snagged that one as well. So just had some pretty decent PlayStation 2 ads, and then some DS stuff as well. So we have Disgaea on the DS complete, and then Etrian Odyssey 4, Legends of the Titan. This one comes with the CD and a music book. So that's kind of why I grabbed this one. Not one that you see, definitely not one that you see in kind of like that limited edition format. So I thought that this was pretty cool and interesting to see. Went ahead and snagged those two. And then we had some really kind of rare old school stuff that I found, that I ran into. Now, some of these I did get using the 4 under 10 for 20. A couple of those were these two Game Boy Color games here. We have Croc 2 and Mickey Speedway USA. So these were both $4.75. Really, really clean pickups there for the Game Boy Color. I do want to add to the Game Boy Color collection, but I don't run into a lot of Game Boy Color games. So these were really interesting to see and add into the collection. And then this is one that I was really stoked to find. So I got the special edition Prinny Can I Really Be the Hero? Now, Prinny's not like anything super expensive or anything, but it's kind of rare that you find, you know, complete limited edition PSP games at GameStop. And this one was only 13 bucks. So for 13 bucks, It does come with the CD. It did come obviously with the game complete in box. So I thought that this was a really clean pickup there. 13 bucks, you cannot beat that for a limited edition copy of Prinny. Yes, this game has been re-released. It is available on the Switch. But to be honest with you, I don't feel like it plays as good on the Switch. I don't know, and I feel like the port to the Switch they didn't do anything extra. They didn't really enhance the graphics on the Switch version. It quite literally has those same PSP graphics, which the PSP graphics aren't horrible, but just, there was really no enhancements. It just really feels like a direct just port, or, it almost feels like it's just being emulated on the Switch when you play it. So for me, I prefer the original experience, and I thought that this one was pretty cool to add there as well. And then you have another really interesting one here. You've got Ninja Gaiden 2 as well. So this one was quite interesting. I do have Ninja Gaiden 3, and in my old NES collection, I did have all the Ninja Gaiden games. So I'm considering getting them all back again. And so they had Ninja Gaiden 2 at the store that I was at. And went ahead and added that. And then I have 3 of the most interesting and kind of like shocking finds, I would say, that I've seen so far this month. And the first one is going to be this complete in-box copy of Jewel Master. So they had this copy of Jewel Master at GameStop, I want to say for like 15 or 20 bucks, which I thought was just really interesting. Someone traded this in, and ordinarily, I might not go for a copy of Jewel Master, but because it was complete, because it was clean, all of the artwork is intact, it still had the hang tab, and I mean, this copy even still had like the patent and the registration card, and the cartridge is actually in really good shape as well. So this one was actually a really clean steal for me. I felt like it was a worth grabbing and adding to the Genesis collection. I'm rebuilding my Genesis collection. I didn't have Jewel Master before. I'd never seen a complete copy before. I never found one in the wild. So this is actually a very clean copy, and this is one of the older Genesis games. So a lot of times when I do see copies of Jewel Master in the wild, they almost never have their manual, and they're usually pretty beat up. So this was actually a really interesting find, and interesting to find how clean GameStop had this one for. Again, for like, what, 18 bucks or something like that. I thought that that was a really crazy deal. And then this one shocked me too. So they had MK3, so Mortal Kombat 3. This is the jewel case. So, usually when GameStop has jewel cases, the hinges are just destroyed, but the hinges on this one are not destroyed. The hinges are actually in really good shape. And this cover, plastic cover here, only has like one nick or something like that. Almost looks like a cigarette burn or some type of burn maybe right here. And then there's one like small crack. I'm gonna say it's like right here. But outside of that, I mean, the front of the jewel case is actually really good, considering how damaged these can be. It almost seems like the PlayStation long box jewel cases take more damage than the Saturn ones. But this is actually really interesting. It was interesting to see. The back of the jewel case is in like perfect condition. There's like really nothing wrong with it there. The side panels are actually really good. And then when you pop it open, the manual is actually in great case, and the disc is actually great as well. So this was actually really interesting to see at a GameStop. I went ahead and grabbed this one for sure. And then the last like really shocking pickup here was this complete in box copy of F-Zero GP. Really, really interesting. Sometimes, some stores will let you kind of go through the drawers, and when they do, take advantage, because there might be stuff just kind of tucked away in there, and this one was tucked away. It is complete in box. It has the game, it has the manual, it has the tray insert, and I thought that this was really, really a really cool find, especially being able to get it for 15 bucks, because I did use my $5 monthly coupon on this one. So this is really interesting to see, 15 bucks for a complete in box Game Boy Advance game. That's not like, Barbie's, horse racing or something weird. This is actually a pretty good one here to get for 15 bucks. So all in all, I thought, some of these finds were just really interesting, kind of rare to see some of this older stuff just, laying around at GameStop. So there's definitely stuff still there. I say take advantage while you can, especially when, the bulk of these games are like $15 and under. I think MK3 was like 27 bucks, but for the most part, a lot of these games are $20 and under. So now's definitely a great time to take advantage. You know, if you do find anything out there, you know, they got the buy, you know, the 4 for 4 under 10 for 20 deal going on. So now's definitely a great time to take advantage there and see what you can find. So working on a video. I've done so much over these past couple weekends between road trips, collection buys, and stuff like that. So hopefully I can get some video out for you guys and let you guys know what I'm getting. But until then, I'll catch you in the next one. It's the Y2K Collector. You guys take it easy.